What's up, besties? You're listening to Coffee Chats with Emmy, where the vibes are cute, the convos are deep, and the coffee is always iced. I'm Emmy, and I've got something to say, so let's get into it. Ready? Say action.
Action.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of Coffee Chats with Emmy. I am your host, and today we are going to be talking about all things social media. This is going to be broken up into 4 or 5 parts. I'm going to talk about my own personal growth as a content creator online. I'm going to talk about the do's and don'ts when you want to start posting, some tips and tricks that I like, and just some encouragement for those who want to start their journey but are scared to start their journey. I'm going to talk about my personal growth on social media and how I started. This is not the same for everybody, obviously, and I'm still kind of new into it, even though I'm like 2-3 years in. But I'm just gonna give you my story, and I also talked about this in a couple of videos, like a couple of episodes ago. So go check those out as well. But let's talk about what made me want to start posting. When I was home postpartum, I was trying to find things to do, and I was posting way before that. I started really posting on TikTok in 2022, and I was getting like little brands to send me things here and there, and I was hype. And I was just honestly doing makeup. Mind you, I'm not really that good at makeup, but I was just like doing my makeup, I was doing my hair, doing some outfits, and I was just posting those. I had people in my life telling me, oh, I saw you on TikTok, oh, I saw you post this, oh, I saw you wear that, oh, I saw that you are wearing this, all this stuff. And so like I stopped, and it's kind of foolish to say that because now I can literally go to the grocery store. What did she just It's kind of foolish for me to like sit here and say that I was embarrassed in 2022, because now I can literally go to the grocery store and somebody who has followed me on social media knows me, and they stop me and they say something. And so like for me to think like, oh my god, in 2022 I was so embarrassed that my friends and my family was watching me, and like I was popping up on their For You page and things like that. Now strangers are stopping me, my family in the supermarket, saying they love my videos. That just goes to show you that it takes a long time on social media, but you can do it. Anyway, back to the story. I stopped posting after people were finding me on social media, and then I got pregnant, so I started like kind of documenting my pregnancy on there. I would do little bump dates and like little OOTDs as a pregnant woman or whatever, and then again I stopped a little bit once I had the baby, and then I started getting to the flow of things a little bit more, and I was home postpartum and I wanted something to do, and so I started like filming mornings with the newborn or days with the newborn, or like outfits as a postpartum mom, and like toddler or newborn outfits or things I would do with my daughter, anything, to be honest, just to like get the content out there. But I'm not gonna lie, the content really started to hit in 2023, 2024, when I started posting my morning meeting videos, and a lot of you guys have been following me since then, or started following me because of that. I started posting morning meeting videos with my 3rd grade class in 2023, 2024, and they started to blow up. And it was just me like being silly, like joking around with my class, giving them updates about everything we were doing for the day. Kind of that really popped off, and I was getting all the followers, and I was like, whoa, like maybe this is the start of something. And I continued to do the morning meetings. I feel like everybody was so invested in my classroom, seeing how it would end, all that stuff. So that's really where I grew my community from. But that is basically how I started. Really the kind of content that I was making versus now. So my biggest fear ending the 2023-2024 school year was, what content was I going to make? That was my biggest question, because my content was really school, classroom, teacher. And it's like, okay, now I'm going on summer break. What am I going to do? So then I slowly started posting like my day in the lives when I was at home, outfit videos, try on hauls, or just like morning coffee rants. That's what I would love to do. That was like another thing that kind of inspired this podcast as well. I would, morning walks, activities I did with the baby, places we would go, grocery shopping hauls, and that was also picking up. So I was like, okay, so people don't just like me for my teacher content, they like me, they like the person. And like I said in the first episode of this podcast, I don't put up a front on social media. I don't, like, I show you my family, I show you how we live our life. Like, what it is. And so I was like, okay, if they like me just for me and everything that I'm doing, then I can keep this going and keep generating more followers. Let's really talk about like the behind the scenes of content creation, because not a lot of people understand. And now I understand what influencers / content creators say when they say this isn't like easy job, because it's not. There's so much that goes into it. I literally try and take every Sunday to content plan for the week, and I'm really not gonna lie, half the time I don't even look at what I plan. Like, I sit there and I do it to get ideas and write things down, but I really don't like sit there and plan. I kind of like do it on the whim. I honestly started doing like more talking and walking videos. I usually post get ready with me, but guys, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Can you imagine waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning? I mean, I do it, so yeah, I can't imagine. But like grabbing your tripod, setting up your phone, talking to the camera before you even brush your teeth, like, I do it, and I really do try to do it every single day, because I know you guys enjoy the content, I know you guys like the content, but sometimes a girl just be tired. I honestly don't even remember the last time I filmed a Get Ready With Me, because I am tired. One question I get a lot often in my DMs is, how do I balance teaching and being a mom and, you know, doing content creation? And you just have to do it. Like, I have to go to my job, take care of my daughter. Like, hello, that's my job as a mom. And if content creation is my dream, why am I gonna put it on the back burner any more than I already did? If I would have continued and I wouldn't have stopped in 2022, I can imagine where I would be now. Whereas if I just started in 2023 to where I am now, and granted, that is a lot of growth in 2 years, but I put myself and I put this hobby and this dream on the back burner because I was scared of what other people thought, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm always going to find time to do it because it's important to me. That being said though, it's so easy to get burnt out. Like, it is a lot. You have to post. You have to engage. You have to also engage back with other creators. Like, you are trying to build a community, and building a community is not something that's easy. You have to, you know, I don't want to say it like this, but it's kind of like you have an image online. You have to present yourself a certain way where people don't think that you're rude, where they don't think that you're being snippy, where they don't think you're being sarcastic, all that stuff. Because let's face it, everyone is a critic. Everyone is a critic. Like, everyone has something to say. Everybody is going to judge somebody based on something that they're doing. Everyone, like, there's just so many things that people talk about that it's just, you just gotta sometimes just ignore what they're saying, even if it's a hate comment. Because I'm not gonna lie, there are some times where I want to respond to a hate comment so bad, so bad, but I don't because, like I said, it is my page and people are there's people watching. Literally, people are watching my page. People are checking to see what I do. They're watching my videos. I'm sure they're reading the comments. So like, my response or not responding is bigger than just the little silly hate comment from a fake page. Let's really talk with people about what people don't see though, because the amount of DMs that I get, like, you gotta also remember that when you start this journey, again, everyone's a critic. Somebody's always gonna have something to say. Somebody's always gonna ask for something. A lot of friends who say that they cannot be influencers or content creators because they are just quick to respond. Like, they just want to respond. So 9 times out of 10, if I get like a hate comment or whatever, one of my friends is responding back to it because they know I won't. And I won't because, like I said, people are watching. And I cannot give in to what they want. Like, my boyfriend always says, people just want a reaction. And 9 times out of 10, it's all fake pages. It's always a fake page. And I truly believe that a fake page is always somebody that you know. So if somebody that you know is going out of their way to make a fake page to torment you on your social media because you're posting and doing whatever you want to do, then you won. clearly you've gotten under their skin so bad that they felt the need to do this, so you won. So you don't even need to stress it, because other people's opinions shouldn't even matter about what you're doing. And there's a lot of talk on TikTok about like when to post, where to post, how to post, hashtags to use, your aesthetic. And all you gotta do is set up your phone and press that red button. It is that simple. You can just press that red button. We see it time and time again when we're doom scrolling on TikTok at night. Things go viral for the craziest things, sometimes the dumbest things. Anything is content. You can go viral off of anything. Anything. When it comes to posting, I just recently started the 8-5-10 method. So 8 a.m. post, 5 p.m. post, 10 p.m. post. So for example, 8 a.m. post is really when like people are like traveling to work or getting ready for work. I honestly like to post around like 7 because I know a lot of my community is teachers. So majority of them are probably getting ready for work or having their breakfast at work, and that just gives them something to watch. 5 p.m. is basically when everyone is traveling home or just getting home and like relaxing on the couch for a little bit. So, you know, they're doom scrolling a little bit. So boom, your stuff can pop up on the For You page and you can get that traction. 10 p.m. posting is basically when everybody's in bed. That's the real doom scroll. When you're in bed, laying down, you're scrolling right before it's time to go to sleep. That is the perfect time to post as well. Honestly, I've noticed if you post like a little bit before, a little bit after, like the views don't really change that much. But again, it's all about how the app pushes it out. It's not really about when you post something, to be honest, because I can post something at 2 p.m. that doesn't, you know, really hit the way I wanted it to. It's all about the app itself and how the algorithm is going, because it's so unbelievably crazy how it works. When you have a community, or when you're starting to build a community, and I spoke about this already, you have to engage. You have to engage. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You have to engage. If you don't engage, if you don't like the comments, if you don't, you know, like comment back and communicate with them, you're not growing a relationship with them. And honestly, this is all about community. This, my friends, is an example of how to balance your mom life with wanting to pursue your dreams, because she just wants to be in the camera. I'm sorry. It's all about building a community. You need to talk. You need to talk to the people who are watching you. I have built such a community on TikTok, but as well as Instagram, that I feel like I've known these women forever. I feel like I've met these women in person. Mind you, I've never met these women in person, but like we can communicate in DM just about anything. We talk about our children, we talk about teaching, we talk about books. I have so much in common because of the things that I post and the way I relate and I talk back with them, that they feel like they know me personally. And sometimes they feel like they can come to me and talk to me, you know, if they're struggling at work or if they're struggling with anything. And that's the kind of community that I want to build. I just like having that relationship with the people who I call my social media family. Like, they took me in. They took my child in, they took my man in, they took my family in. And like, when I tell you these people ride or die for us, they go so hard. They comment on everything. If somebody leaves a nasty comment, they're commenting back. Like, they share, they just support in any little way that they possibly could, because they know in some way, shape, or form it will help benefit my family. And I am so appreciative of them for that, because one like, one share, one follow, it doesn't mean anything to them, but it means the world to me, and trying to build the life that, you know, I imagine. I remember in January when I was making my vision board, I wrote that I wanted my first paid collaboration. And I got that in February of 2025. And it's just crazy how things work. Like, everybody assumes you have a lot of followers, you're making all this money. But TikTok, to get into the TikTok creator program, is hard. You need 10,000 followers, but not only do you need 10,000 followers, you need 100,000 views in 30 days. Like, your content needs to be going out there in order for you to make money. And then it's not just every view is $1. That's not how it works. It talks about RPM, and RPM is basically what you are generating per 1,000 views. Once you enter the creator fund on TikTok, once you get like 20 views, you don't generate any money off of that. Your video has to hit 1,000 views in order for you to even generate a penny. So this is why people say engagement is key, because the more that people engage on TikTok, liking, comment, sharing with friends, favoriting, that is all going to boost the RPM and keep the video on the For You page, where you can keep generating the income because people are interested in it. And not every video is going to hit 10,000 likes, 10,000 views. Not every video is even going to hit 5,000 views. But once you start building your audience based on the things that you enjoy posting, you'll see what is a hit and what is a miss. You'll see what people enjoy and what people are like, okay, this is good, but it's not my favorite type of content that you make. And it's hard because sometimes you like to post this specific kind of content, but you see that it is not really liked by the people who follow you. So you obviously kind of want to generate your content to what they're going to keep wanting to come back. What do they want to keep watching that you generate? I will say it is a little easier to gain followers on Instagram rather than TikTok. However, Instagram does not have a creator rewards program. So if you're posting reels on Instagram, unless it is a paid collaboration or an ad, you do not get paid for it at all. No matter the number of followers you have. I believe for Instagram it is by invite only. I have yet to be invited to Instagram, so let's go. I'm waiting for that. But you really cannot generate anything off of Instagram unless it's paid collaborations or ads. So I genuinely started to post on Instagram just to see what would happen, and my account started, growing. I started at 2,000 followers when I first started posting in 2023 on Instagram, and now I am at almost 44,000 followers within a year of just posting reels every single day on Instagram. So you can grow so fast on Instagram. You can obviously post your reels if you want to grow quickly, but also remember that Instagram doesn't have a rewards program, so you won't generate any money off of it. But don't do content creation because you see an Alex Earl, you see a Monet McMichael, and they're making all this money on social media. Don't do it for that, because your content is not going to be authentic. It's going to feel rushed. It's going to feel like it's not genuine. You should want to post content because it is something that you want to do. You should want to post content because you have information, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a nursing student, whether you are a student, a mom, a stay-at-home mom, anything you can make into your content. And there's people in this world who relate to you. Someone is going to relate to you in some way, shape, or form. And so you just have to find that community. And once you find that community, that's where you can slowly start building your social media family. If I could give anybody advice who wants to start their journey but is scared, stop being scared. Because you can be scared of anything. You could be scared of changing your career. You could be scared of settling down. You could be scared of moving out of your parents' house. But nobody can make you do it. You have to do it. You have to push forward and do it. You have to want to do it. And it is so easy. You're on your phone every single day. You are scrolling through TikTok and Instagram or whatever other app every single day. So nothing should stop you. All you have to do, set the camera up, press record, talk. Set the camera up, press record, do your makeup. Set the camera up, press record, do your hair. Set the camera up, press record, show your outfit. It is that simple. Just press record. Nobody is stopping you but you. Nobody is hindering any of your blessings but you, because you're scared to start. And that is how I was, and I really, really, really regret caring what other people thought. That was my biggest thing. I cared so much about people finding my social media. I cared so much about people saying, oh, who does she think she is? She thinks she's an influencer? Oh, she thinks she's a content creator? Oh, she's never gonna make it. And look at me now. Like, that's all I really can say. Look at me now. I'm doing it now. And nothing nobody can ever say is gonna stop me, because at the end of the day, there's always the real people out there who is going to support you. And once you start this journey, all of those real people are going to show themselves, and all of the real people who don't support you are going to find their way out of your lives. It's not your loss, it's their loss. As always, my favorite part is when I get my listeners to ask me questions. I'm gonna answer some of your questions, and this first one, I'm going to put it to the end. When I tell you I get tons of DMs daily with this question. And it's just like, the question is, when is the OnlyFans? Never.
Never.
Where in my content does it give, I'm going to start an OnlyFans? Where? I post career, I post family, and I post outfits. God forbid a girl has a body. God forbid. Why do men, and I'm going to keep my man out of this because he's not included in this. But why do men need to sexualize everything? God forbid I show an outfit. The amount of comments. And this is one thing about social media. You have to expect to get comments. You have to expect to get people who are going to leave hate comments. But let me tell you one thing, and one thing I have observed in the past 2 weeks. I've had one teaching video and one OOTD on Instagram go viral. The OOTD is literally at 1.1 million views right now. The comments are all men. The teaching video is probably at 500,000 views. Comments are of all men. And can you guess what they are commenting on? And it's not even oh, you look pretty. It is vulgar. Vulgar. What? You go and you click some of these men's profiles. They have wives. They have kids. What are you doing? Can you imagine if a man commented that on one of your kids' posts or on one of your wife's posts? So to answer all the questions about OnlyFans, it's never gonna happen. Ever. Please. I'm glad I put that to rest. I got that off my chest. I really needed to get that off my chest. How did I know that I wanted to start social media? I didn't. I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And like I said, I picked up my phone and I started recording. Were my videos bad 2-3 years ago? Absolutely. The angles, horrible. The cutting, horrible. The editing, horrible. But this is something that is not going to be super great in the beginning, but over time, it's going to get better. You're gonna learn the tips and tricks, and honestly, I'm still learning some tips and tricks, and what helps is a lot of creators online post how they edit their videos, or they post tips and tricks, and use those as well. Write them down. You don't have to use all of them, but they're good ideas to start with for someone who's starting. Do you need all the lights? It's good to have a small little ring light. It's good to have a small little tripod. Start small. I'm not saying go spend $100 worth of content creation stuff, because you don't need it. Look at me. I'm literally starting a podcast tripod on my phone. I'm filming. I have a little mic here. I have a notepad. I'm in my house. I'm not even in the studio. I'm in my house. This is my studio. You have to start small. You start with what you have, and eventually you continue to grow, and you continue to grow, and you continue to grow, and you get to where you want to go. Everyone always starts somewhere. Companies with billionaires and the CEOs or whatever, they didn't start, some of them were not born CEOs. They worked their way to the top. That is how all of these content creators do it. And one content creator that truly, I always keep in the back of my head is Avery Woods. I'm not sure if some of you guys know her, but Avery Woods, just 2 years ago, was a full-time nurse. And now her nursing license is still active, but she is a full-time content creator. She is doing every single thing that I envision myself doing in 2 years. So if that is not a sign to say, I could have a full-time career and still do this the way she had a full-time career and was still doing it, and she got it to where she wanted it to go, you can do that too. You just gotta press record. What are your plans from the future if one day you decide to retire from teaching? Right now, I have no plans to retire from teaching. Unless in a year or two, I am making my teaching salary in just content creation, that is very different. But right now, and that is something to consider in a year or two, if and when that was to happen. But right now, I don't plan on stopping teaching. Like, teaching has always been a passion of mine, and it's always something that I want to do. And there's never just not room for all of the things that you want to do. You just make time for it. So right now, there's just no plans for the future because I'm not thinking about the future. I'm thinking about right now how I can continue to grow, how I can continue to grow my social media family, how I can continue to, get better in my content and all of that stuff. If the time comes where I think like, hey, maybe this is the time where I should and can, I'm very settled with content creation that I know I can quit my job, then that's when I will talk about it. But right now, I honestly haven't even thought about that because that's not in the plans or in the cards for anytime soon. How do I handle juggling being a mom, a teacher, and, my social media account? And I started putting a time limit on my phone. I started putting screen time on my phone because my screen time was ridiculous. And it was because, I was scrolling, I was answering DMs from, people who wanted to be teachers and needed advice. I was replying to comments. I was liking videos. I was doing everything. And I just said, I can't. Like, I ended up putting screen time on my phone for TikTok and Instagram, for all social media, just so I can not be on my phone as much anymore. Where do you ultimately want to end up as an influencer? Y'all, I don't consider myself an influencer. Like, I was reading the questions, obviously, before filming, and I was talking to my boyfriend, and I was literally like, how do I... Go ahead. Are you going to sit with me? Oh, we got a special guest! He's the brains behind this podcast, guys. He is literally he set up the lights, he's monitoring the camera, making sure I look good, all that stuff. But, like I was saying, I was talking to him because I don't consider myself an influencer. I get a lot of people who repost my videos and, oh my God, my favorite influencer. Oh my God, my favorite influencer teacher. And I don't know if it's imposter syndrome, but like, I genuinely don't, like, what am I influencing? Am I a content creator? Yes, I 100% consider myself a content creator. I would ultimately like to go from content creator to influencer. So I wouldn't say that I am an influencer now. I would consider myself a content creator. So ultimately the goal is to get myself to the influencer status. Who doesn't want to make money online? Who doesn't want to make money off of their free will? Off of their phone? Who you don't have to clock into a 9 to 5. You just got to press record. Boom, 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 boom. Who doesn't want to do that? At the end of the day, that is a dream. The luxury life. That is where I want to go. But newsflash, I do not consider myself an influencer. And if you have ever met me in person, you know that I am very shy. Like, I love meeting everyone who follows me. I love it so, so, so much. But again, imposter syndrome. Like, oh, you're really stopping me. You want to say hi to me. You're telling me that you love all my videos. You telling me that I inspire you. Like, that means so, 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 so much to me. And this is why I say I regret not continuing in 2022 and letting people who are no longer in my life anymore, or who don't even watch my videos and don't even like my videos, get to me. Because I knew deep down that I could do it, and I was scared. I'm going to end the video here. I want you guys to comment and let me know what is content that you enjoy watching. Who's your favorite content creator / influencers? I watch the same people all the time, so I'm always like open to like looking at other content creators and influencers and like getting ideas, because let's be honest, social media, you share ideas.
My favorite content creator is Emmy.
In episode 5, I cannot believe we're gonna be 5 episodes deep, guys. I'm committed. 5 episodes, I would have stopped. If I was not committed to this, I would have stopped by like episode 2. I would have been done. Episode 5 is going to be all about my book hobby. So if you're a reader, or you're trying to get into reading, or you're just nosy and want to know why I love books so much, you got to tune in, because I am going to talk all things books. I'm going to talk about all things book boyfriends. I'm going to talk about the best series that I've read, the worst book that I read, and we're going to be sad. And you're going to realize that the obsession is actually a healthy obsession. Like always, thank you for watching. Make sure you comment who your favorite influencer is or content creator and what kind of content you like to watch. Please share, comment, like, subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. And I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.